The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. It's day 8 of the canvassing of votes for the 2022 polls. To give us the latest figures on the number of canvassed votes, we have Greg Gregorio now joining us live from the COMELEC headquarters at PICC. Good morning again, Greg. How's it going there so far?
Good morning, Charles. Anytime from now, the Commission on Elections, sitting as the National Board of Canvassers, is expected to resume their session for the proclamation of senatorial candidates and party list groups. Recall that as of yesterday's session, the body has already canvassed 172 out of 173 certificates of canvass. The certificate of canvass from Lanao del Sur is the only COC that hasn't been transmitted and canvassed by the NBOC. But since it still awaits the conduct of special elections in several barangays of the municipalities of Butig, Binidayan, and Tubaran, today's NBOC session is intended to wait for the audit report of the COC, which contained the manual votes from the 63 barangays in the Bangsamoro region, and to ensure that there are no discrepancies in the encoding of the COCs transmitted from overseas polling places. Charles, with all of these, the COMELEC intends to keep their scheduled proclamation for the winning senatorial candidates tomorrow afternoon. But the poll body said the proclamation of the names will be by alphabetical order. The partial proclamation for the party list groups, meanwhile, will be on Thursday afternoon. Charles?
Thank you, Greg. That was Greg Gregorio reporting live from Pasay City. The camp of presumptive President Bongbong Marcos says they are not calling for runner-up and Vice President Leni Robredo to concede in the presidential race. On 1PH's Sa Totoo Lang, Marcos' spokesperson Vic Rodriguez says they are not pushing Robredo to concede, as this has to be done voluntarily. Rodriguez also clarified that they never received any request from Robredo's camp for a supposed meeting.
Again, my call is for every Filipino to be responsible and do what you think is right. Mahirap din naman yung concession. It's not something that one can impose over somebody. It has to be voluntarily made. It has to be done wholeheartedly. At yun ang ating abangan.
After announcing the launch of the Angat Buhay NGO in July, the Robredos are now in New York City to attend the graduation rites of VP Leni's youngest daughter, Jillian. VP Leni, Aika, Trisha, and Jillian shared snaps of their first day in New York. In an Instagram story, the Vice President shared that she personally ironed the toga that Jillian will wear for her graduation. After doing a couple more errands, the Robredos were also seen visiting the Washington Square Arc and Central Park. Meanwhile, Cebu Pacific has spoken up about the allegation of one of its pilots that Vice President Leni Robredo had requested for priority landing at NAIA. The budget carrier says that while they respect the freedom of speech and expression of its staff, the company is also governed by the Data Privacy Act. And SEBPAC says sensitive information must not be disclosed to the public, whether factual or erroneous. The company is currently working with the Civil Aviation Authority on this matter. We'll be back with more stories after a quick break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. The spokesperson of presumptive President Bongbong Marcos says his administration will prioritize not just job creation, but also job preservation. On 1PH's Sa Totoo Lang, Vic Rodriguez said the Marcos administration will focus on implementing the government's Jobs, Jobs, Jobs program. He noted that Marcos will also continue the Duterte administration's Build, 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 while also prioritizing digital infrastructure. Rodriguez stressed the importance of increasing or expanding the internet connectivity of Filipinos, especially now that more students and workers are reliant on this. Meanwhile, Marcos' spokesperson declined to comment for now on President Duterte's advice for the next administration.
In President Duterte's recent speech, marami kasi siyang binigay na advice. Bilin dun sa susunod na presidente. Number 1, buwagin na yung party list system. Number 2, isulong agad yung constitutional amendments.
And I would refrain from commenting because iba na kasi ngayon. Whatever I say might have an impact on the economy, the political stability, because I'm saying it perhaps on behalf of the incoming administration. Pagpamanhin mo, hindi muna ako tutugon sa mga bagay na ganyan.
Minimum wage earners in Western Visayas will soon see an increase in their salaries. Workers in the agricultural, industrial, and commercial establishments can expect an adjustment in their minimum wages, ranging from 55 pesos to 110 pesos additional pay per day. According to the National Wages Productivity Commission, the increase in rates may be different, but the end goal is just the same.
At the end of the day, the intention is to simplify the wage. Halimbawa ho, doon sa non-agri sector na employing more than 10, 55 pesos po yung increase doon. Doon naman po sa 10 workers and above, from 395 to 450 pesos.
Meanwhile, Presidential Advisor for Entrepreneurship, Joey Concepcion, says not all businesses may be able to comply with the adjusted wages.
There is no doubt that wages have to be increased, but to those who can afford to increase it. So we have collective bargaining agreements. Of course, there will be wage distortions that will have to be adjusted because as they mandate the wage increases, we're prepared for that. But then again, we're also facing huge commodity price increases now, which we can not pass fully because the consumers cannot afford, and we're scared of a collapse in demand. Once the people start to hold back spending, then that's when stagflation happens.
Here's a quick look at some of today's headlines. The camp of presumptive President Bongbong Marcos denies that they're holding a victory party at a luxury island resort. The PPCRV cries foul over allegations that they're acting as a mere rubber stamp of the COMELEC. And Carlos Yulo wins 2 more gold medals in the vault and horizontal bar, while Merwin Tan ended the country's gold drought in bowling. And those are the top stories of this hour. Join us again later at 2 p.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.